Hey everybody, hope you guys all had a very good day today. The market definitely had a little bit of a fun little spat this morning, didn't it? We'll talk about that a little bit more today, how we got rejected from that trend line here that we talked about yesterday as well, and how, right now there's a big whale battle going on. It looks like shorts are ultimately winning this one, but it's not like it's, a knockout by any stretch of the imagination. Longs still have some energy left here, and we'll see this battle continue probably for the next couple of days here, maybe until the weekend. But right now, this volatility has been very fun to watch. I don't know about you guys. It's definitely been something I've been been kind of addicted to just kind of watching the market over the last few days. And hey, Jane, hi, Ellen Time. I hope you're doing good, Jane. And hey, Wonder Space again. Hope you guys all doing good. I know it's going to be a slow day today. I'll go over there. There you go. Loki came over here very fast because he heard me talking to you guys. He's swinging his tail at something. Oh, I think my sister's cat might have actually gotten stuck down here. Hopefully not. If it does, he just comes over to sit next to me and just relax. But so far, guys, since we talked last night, if you guys by chance did take the opportunity to buy down here at that real nasty dip that we were watching, you did make some money a little bit faster than I thought. It might take like a day or so, but not like, just a few hours. But you did end up having a good opportunity to make about 7% with that 10% stop loss. That's about 70% for just holding for about 17 hours and 55 minutes. That was not a bad trade at all. 17% gains with the opportunity to have a stop loss at about 0.35, so about 3% basically. 3% stop loss, and it worked out pretty well. The one thing here is, if you guys will remember, yesterday I was really adamant about you guys having stop losses here. And this is the reason. Guys, we popped off and we had a really nice breakout, right? We were chugging bit by bit. We were moving here. And then what happened? What happened was not too good. All of a sudden, within about 15 minutes or so, we dropped like 3.5% or $1,000 in just that short amount of time. So And of course, we kind of bounce back up even higher than that. But you do see these whales continually trying to drive Bitcoin down. That seems like they have a lot of ammunition here, but every time we get pumped back up, whales are there to just really squeeze everybody out, just take down the longs at this point in time. Maybe longs can get a little bit more aggressive here over the next few days, but man, this really does remind me, if you guys watched my earlier video today, it really does remind me of the breakout we saw over here where we had, a big move up, crash, a big move up, crash, and then eventually we broke out, and then we had a little bit of a nice move before we hit the flag top and then got knocked down, right? So far, kind of reminds me of something similar, except for this time, the top isn't so high up. The top is only really right around here, about 32,277 after all said and done. Hopefully, we can break out above this pennant here that you guys can see bottom and bottom. But at this point in time, if you guys want to be buying, you guys first just want to break out above this level of resistance, and it's looking harder and harder to break out above that. We got close, guys, and then all of a sudden we just got smacked back down. It's rare that you see nasty moves like this as far as Bitcoin. There are some whales really trying to push the price down here. Let me see. I just want to see if whale number 3 did anything today as well. I need to have this on not speed dial, but I need to have it saved. Nothing yet. And then of course, probably check out Twitter very fast as well. Oops. Let's see. There we go. And we got some Ethereum shorted, Bitcoin shorted a while ago, but I want to see if I can find out exactly what happened here. And you guys can see this report came out about an hour ago. Longs in the last 24 hours were liquidated 56 million, and shorts were liquidated 62.69 million. So around the same amount here. So nobody is really winning. You have winners and losers on both sides of the equation here for longs and shorts. But earlier today, 7 million shorted, 12 million shorted. Yeah, here it is. We had a bunch of like 10 million Bitcoin shorted, 5 million Bitcoin shorted, 5 million, 6 million, 4 million, 5 million. Some of these are actually longs here as well. So we got attacked pretty hard, and you can see the price action right here. Ultimately, though, it looks like we're trying to come back down, so you might start to see people really start to short back down. If Bitcoin is going to have any chance of reversing over the next few hours here, it is unfortunately going to take a whale move like we saw right there to really just drive the price up here, breakout, and then we could use this as a level of support and start moving up a little bit more, okay, guys? But at this point in time, yowza, guys, talk about scary. This is going to scare a lot of people out of the market right now. Some people like to trade these bottoms here, buy at support, sell at resistance, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. If you wanted to be even a little bit more greedy, you could open a long here, close the long, then short it back down here, then open a long again, as long as it's going to be printing out money for you guys, okay? But ultimately, guys, I've been very surprised about how how volatile these moves have been. Here's the 15-minute chart. We'll sit on the 1-minute chart here for a little bit of time. But yeah, guys, whoosh. I didn't think we were going to pop that fast today in the first place, but man, it looks like we're already starting to drop back off, and people are trying to go through that same cycle again and again and again. And hey, Tito, welcome back, my man. Hey, Jim Bob, hope you're doing good. And Jane, crazy day. Gosh, guys, it's rare that we see crazy days like this as far as Bitcoin. I know we have these big breakdowns and big booms as time goes on, but we really don't see too much crazy volatility in the 5 and 15-minute charts. Today we did, and I've been, it's been fun to watch. But right now you can see, the market just reset about an hour and 5 minutes ago, and we're already heading back down for Bitcoin now. We're already starting to take that little bit of a zoom down here, and there, look at it, still getting pushed down, It looks like we're just going through this cycle right now. Hopefully we break out before we break down. It's anybody's guess at this point right now, because nobody knows the future here. But it looks like the shorts and longs are playing a game where it's simple: short at resistance, long at support, rinse and repeat. Nobody's been able to break out above those resistance levels so far. We may see something happen like that a little bit later on, but you guys can just see right now. We hit the resistance, we hit the price target. Everything is good. If you sold at the resistance, you guys are fine. If you're a little bit more greedy from last night, you're still up quite a bit. You can still sell. But we all hope every time we get close to a resistance that it can just break out above it. That way we can make even more money. But that's why I encourage you guys to slowly get used to trading leverage. And by slowly, I mean don't invest real capital behind it. Invest like paper money, fake money accounts. That way you guys get the feel of it before you guys actually start putting your own money behind those type of trades. But that trade over there from last night, you had a chance to make about 70% profits for holding less than 24 hours. Not bad. Most of you guys would probably do 5x. So still about like 35%. Not bad for holding for less than a day, if I say so myself. But you guys just got to make sure you guys have those stop losses, because if you guys didn't have a stop loss, you guys might have freaking panicked at this crashing point right here. Let me just go back over here. Here's the 1 minute chart version of it. Right? But if you had a stop loss, let's say you moved your stop loss up here or something like this, or up here, whatever it may be. I mean, I guess if you're going towards resistance, it would actually be at the last little dip you had. So right on here. Let me see if I can put a little line there for you. There you go. If you had your stop loss right here, well, guess what? Then you sell, and then you don't have to worry about it going down. And you take all the gains that you got from buying last night when we were watching the crash up to this point, which is about 6.49%. Without leverage, that's 6.49%. With 5x leverage, that's about 30%, a little over that. With 10x leverage, which is kind of standard, then you're looking at about 65% gains for about 20 hours and 25 minutes. So it's not bad, guys. There are some trading opportunities here. Just again, the stop losses are going to be crucial here. They're just going to be so crucial going forward. It's rare that you see these types of nasty moves like this where there's a fake out after a fake out after a fake out after a fake out, which is you don't see this happen too much because usually people don't fall for it again. So there was a lot of people that bought up here today before the breakout, before they assumed the breakout was going to happen, and then all of a sudden they got dumped. A lot of people might have longed up here, trying to move us up a little bit higher, got wrecked. If somebody had a 10x leverage play and they bought right up here, at this point in time, they were down about like 35% just within an hour and a half. So they probably got stopped out a few people there because 30%, some of these people are putting millions of dollars in here. 30% off of like a 5 million, that loss, that's a pretty significant loss. I don't care who you are, unless you're a billionaire. But most billionaires aren't really doing too many day tradings out, too many day trading out there. Too much day trading out there, excuse me. And what's going on right here? And hey, Bideford, welcome back. And hey, Brightest as well. Hey, Mike, I got my mail and my primary ballot today. Most of the offices listed have only one name. I wrote my own name for the sender. There you go, my man. I did get some election stuff, I think, this week, but it wasn't in my name, so I don't exactly know what's it doing there. But I got to make sure I'm registered to vote. Every time I try to vote, they always, or not usually during the major elections, but during these midterms, they always say my signature didn't match up all of a sudden. Somehow my signature matches during presidential years, but it never matches up during the two-year things. So I'm going to have to go complain to them and say, hey, this is my signature. You guys are going to deal with it, right? There we go. See, we're seeing some interesting whale moves here. Like right now, guys, of course, overall, we're pretty darn bearish. But whales are, longs are giving the shorts a run for the money right now because we're continually going up bit by bit. Overall, we still have higher lows, even though the totality of everything we're looking at continues to be a bearish viewpoint. Let's see. And hey, teaser, I should have bought Bitcoin instead of Ethereum Classic. I saw Ethereum Classic actually did okay, but then during that dip earlier on the day, it just never was able to recover after that. And I was like, oh, shucks, I actually thought of you when I was watching Ethereum Classic earlier today. But don't worry, man. I mean, normally I just use Bitcoin because that's where the technicals kind of really make sense to me, and it's very, very simple to trade. But I know people that traded Ethereum Classic. I know people that traded ADA. People were hoping that ADA would have even more of a boom because of what we saw here. People were hoping that Sol would have a bigger move as well. So, trial and error. Find the coin that works best for you, and you'll be fine in the long run here. One of the things one of the videos I have coming out, I don't believe it's tomorrow. I believe it's Thursday. It's kind of, it's not a joke video, but it has a little bit of humor to it. One of the things I'm going to be teaching you guys in this video, or the thing I'm going to be teaching you guys in this video is how to trade while at the office, like how to trade at work so you're not getting in trouble. And the reason for this is a couple of you guys have been asking me about this, like, Michael, I can't trade while at work. How am I ever going to practice and learn? And I don't have time in the morning to because I'm on my way to work, right? And so in the video, I explain how you can get all the prep work done the night before and what it would look like and how simple it is and how you're going to be structuring everything out. That way, when you actually get to work, all you're pretty much waiting for is little buzzes from your phone to tell you when to buy and when to sell. It's like that easy. So I'm excited about that video coming out tomorrow. But I think trial and error with a lot of these coins is going to make you have a better time. But Ethereum Classic overall has been pretty good day trading currency here. Crypto. So I still day trade it every now and again, but my standard one is Bitcoin. Primarily, I trade Bitcoin. It's gonna sound a little weird, but like if you guys go to KuCoin or you guys go to BitGrid or something like that, a lot of times for altcoins they cap you between like KuCoin caps altcoins at 20%, and then for BitGet they cap them at 50%. So you guys can go a little bit more crazy there if you wanted to. However, both, if you wanted to trade Bitcoin, they allow you to go all the way up to 125x leverage. So a realistic trade for maybe some of you guys would be a $10 investment at 125x. If you want, if you want to do high leverage, you don't want to be putting a lot of cash behind it because you want to protect it. Like if Bitcoin drops 2%, then you're just down a few bucks. You're not going to be down hundreds of dollars if you could do a big bet, with extra. So you're not going to be making as much money, of course, but still. So like what that might mean is if you had a 125x leverage position on Bitcoin last night, and let's say you bought towards the bottom here, which we were talking about, that 0.5% stop loss there. Well, if you manage to sell, let's not even say towards the resistance level up here, which would, but easily that could have been your selling point. Let's just say somewhere around here. Let's say 7%. Well, then you just made about oh god, I don't even know, 7 times 125. 875% for less than a day. Now that's pretty risky, but then you do here. I don't want it to sound so crazy to you guys. So let's just say you put a $10 investment. I don't know how much money you guys really want to trade with here, but it goes by what did I say it was? Oh geez, let's just do 800%. You turn $10 into 80. It's kind of fun. Now, if you put more money in there, obviously it does increase drastically. If you put $20 in there, it turned into 160. If you put $100 in there with 125x leverage, which is very risky, you turn that into $800, which is really nice. But I think if people do trade with 125x leverage, it's always on Bitcoin. And instead of putting a lot of money behind it and then a high leverage, it's a little bit of money with the high leverage, unless you guys are really going all gung ho and you have to have that leverage be isolated just to protect your entire portfolio there. There we go. A little bit of a reversal here, guys. The whales come back in here. This is not so much about technicals at this point, guys. It's more about what the whales are trying to do. We have our set level of resistance up here. We have our set level of support down here. However, it's all a big battle going on in between this right now. Feel free to go play with it, guys. But I would say your best bet would be to start shorting up at the highs over here and buying at the lows. Anything in between is going to be a little bit more risky at this point in time. But short term, guys, we have an opportunity to get a little bit more bullish here. Now, the Nasdaq is still kind of going choppy here. I don't know if I have a Nasdaq chart back up here ready to go, but let me see Nas. I can just put it right here. There you go. We're just kind of going sideways right now as far as the Nasdaq's concerned, and I think that's why Bitcoin's been so volatile over the past few days. There's nothing really we're not being led one way or the other, so the market's kind of lashing out to try to go do its own thing. Ultimately, as soon as we get too far out of bounds, we just get annihilated back down. So if we fall too much, we get skyrocketed. If we go up too much, we get hammered back down. Over, rinse and repeat, right? Move this over here very fast. There we go. Where was I going to go with that? No, should be fine for now. Here's what I want to show you guys. Do I want to use this chart? Let's use that Bitcoin chart we just had right here. All I want to show you guys very fast is the chart, and chart. Okay, good. On the 4-hour chart here, or the 4-hour time frame, you can see we're just about to have a golden cross here, which makes me think we have an I think that's what that big move right here was to do, to try to stop that from happening. But as long as we can stay above this before the golden cross happens, we have an opportunity to maybe come down a little bit more, maybe, but then start ripping up again towards maybe $32,000 or so. And I'd be optimistic for that right now. Now, of course, we do look a little bit bearish here, but once that golden cross hits, the last time we had a golden cross was on a similar breakout of what what we might see here in the next few hours. So, you know, big move, crash, big move, big move, crash, big move, attempted crash, but saved. But pay attention to that breakout right there. Similar to over here, big move, crash, big move, crash. Then we eventually broke out, but then we had the golden cross right over here. And this is the last time we had a golden cross on the 4-hour chart, specifically here. And maybe that leads us to a little bit of a stronger move. We can only wait and see. But at this point in time, guys, until tomorrow morning, the market's closed. As far as what I've seen here with CNBC, how the future's looking, futures are down, Nasdaq is down, Dow is down, but they've been down the last 2 days for positive gains, or somewhat positive gains, I guess you would say. But yeah, so, looking okay. Apple is turning your iPhone into a fintech service, taking on PayPal, Affirm, and more. Oh, that's pretty interesting right there. Let's see. There we go. But if I wanted to long at these levels, preferably I would want to wait until we break out there, and then you might even see a nice surge there, especially if people have a trigger buy alert. So if the price hits this level, you do a market buy basically. All right. And hey, Bobby, happy to see you back. What's right here? I'm missing all the messages because I got this long bar thing right here, but I didn't realize when I put it down that it actually like the elbow piece of it, the little hinge part, it blocks the bottom of the chat. So I'm always wondering what the heck you guys are talking about over there. And thanks, Bobby. I appreciate it. Hey, teaser. So 125x leverage, the whole portfolio on it. People have done that before and they made a lot of money, but most of the time when they do that, they lose a whole bunch of money. And the reason they do that, teaser, is if you guys go on any type of investment website or app or something like that, and you guys are borrowing leverage, they're gonna have a little tab that says how much margin you have, and usually you don't want to have that be above 70%. And when you put your entire portfolio into it, as soon as things start going bad, all of a sudden you're starting to lose more money than you actually invested really, really fast. Because if you only put up like $100 into that investment and you have 125x leverage and the price crashes, all of a sudden you could be on verge of losing over $100 very, very fast. Which means if you lose all $100, that means you might actually have to owe the exchange. And the exchanges don't like to do that anymore as far as you owing them, because they just understand you're not going to pay them back. So what they do is they kind of have this fail-safe saying, hey, we're going to sell everything that you have, and then the trade will be over and we take whatever money was in that investment. So you still have your portfolio there, but whatever money was actually invested in that one play, it's all gone. And it's a travesty to watch happen because it happens really darn fast, especially when it comes to volatile plays. I can't imagine how many people got liquidated holding on to Luna when it was crashing. So many people got liquidated. It was insane. And hey, Aaron, wait, you can leverage less than 125, guys. I'm not saying leverage 125, but it has been pretty fun to do that over the years. I don't do it often, but when I do it, it's really fun. And again, you're not putting a lot of money behind it. It's more of a small bet with a very high leverage there. Otherwise, you can get into a lot of trouble really, really fast with high leverage plays. But if you guys ever want to test it, go for it. And again, the way to test it is not by putting your own money at risk. It's by just doing paper trading and having fun with that. Hey, Michael, what was that tonight with that insane price action? What are you doing? Sorry, my dog is over here. What do you call it? Here, you want a treat? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Oh. But basically, it's a bunch of whales causing a whole bunch of problems for the entire market. I put up the poll today, so make sure you guys vote. I'm asking you guys, is this kind of price action that we're seeing over the last few hours here? Let me just put on an hour chart, I guess. Is this making you more likely to day trade or less likely to day trade right now? There's no right answer here, not at all. There's no right answer. So I just wanted to get your guys' opinion here because sometimes it can be easy, buy at support, sell at resistance, but other times people don't like to do that, and maybe they wait too long, and it's maybe wait too long to buy, wait too long to sell. That's kind of the majority of investors out there, right? But I am curious to see what you guys are saying about that because we did have this nice breakout. Remember? Oh, I did not mean to put a trend line there. We had that nice breakout, pop, goes the dynamite, hit a new level of resistance there. Then we came back up, got rejected again, and now we're just getting slammed by whales. I think shorts are desperately trying to push us back down for whatever reason. They just want to make more money. Of course, they're just trying to cause a breakdown. But longs are slowly getting more confident. Specifically, I think because the Nasdaq, what we just talked about here a few minutes ago. This is the GanFan one. Look at the Nasdaq. This is the Nasdaq over the past week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 trading days, so a little bit more than a week. Look at that. It's been doing a whole lot of nothing. Some stocks are going up. Most are just kind of staying stagnant. I think my oil stocks that I'm in right now are doing fantastic. I'm still holding those. I've been holding those for a while now, though. But everything else is kind of just meh. Like here's Apple, meh. Hello. Oh, I forgot. I don't have all this stuff on the bottom of my screen, guys. Oh, you okay? Oh, jeez. Okay, but yeah, everything is for the most part pretty darn stagnant here. I think even even Nvidia, which we were trading last week, if you're one of the members, YouTube breakouts. What are you doing over here? Even that cooled off after we reached our price target up here. We were hoping for like $200, but we were ended up running into the first level of resistance and getting rejected. And since then, it really hasn't done much. We can continue to have this kind of bear market rally here, but we are going to need to move soon. And again, kind of going back to this overall bearish perception of the market, the reason for that is because oh, that's not what I want. Okay, whatever. Same result. Uh, June 10th, so just a few days from now, we have the May CPI index. So we're going to know all about inflation, how the prices are going up, how prices may be going down, and how that's infecting the average consumer. And if the number is really really bad, you can see the stock market really get hit hard here. This week, what June 10th? I always forget what day that is. Is that Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. So we could have a really bad Friday leading into a weekend where Bitcoin is just getting a heads up to tank. But right now, guys, when the CPI data comes out Friday, you want to make sure that we're not breaking down below this level, or things can get a little iffy, right? A little bit bad. Good shorting opportunity if we have bad CPI data. But make sure you guys are awake on the West Coast over here. It's going to be at about 5:30 in the morning. um, on the East Coast over there, it should be about 8:30 in the morning when the data is released. So I will try to wake up early on Friday. I can try here and get ready, and maybe I'll do a live stream to watch the CPI data to see how it affects Bitcoin. And if the data is good, we may actually have a strong pump up way past 32,000. If the data is bad, we could be crashing well down below 29,000 here as we break down below this support level here, coming back into contact with the support levels around 28,000. And then maybe in the weekend we start to consolidate or continue the drop off here. One of the interesting things I've been watching over the past few days for as far as Bitcoin's concerned, let me find a naked Bitcoin chart here without all the technicals. All right. Here's the weekly chart. One green week leads to another. We've broken this really bad cycle here. Pretty dismal, red candle, so to speak. But who knows when this rally is going to die back out and then we start curling back down here. The CPI data could really cause us to just have, maybe one more green week and then come back down. Or it could just completely cause this green week to turn into a nasty red week if things don't get better anytime soon here. But at least as far as the oversold metrics are concerned, do I even have the RSI on here? I don't. Don't know if you guys can see this. You know, we're pretty low, kind of cycle lows typically. It doesn't mean we're not done falling, but we are pretty low here, and we are seeing a little bit of a pop here, which can be kind of nice. I don't know if it's gonna be more like this, where we came up just to come back down and break down below it, or if we're gonna use like the COVID lows, where it's more of a V-shaped. I'm assuming it's more like this, you know, where we come back down slowly and we kind of grind coming back down. There we go. But unfortunately, as far as the monthly chart looks, it still looks like it wants to be coming down even more after this month is over. And this could just be the quiet month before the really bad move happens, potentially in July. We'll kind of have to kind of wait. But as far as I look at the monthly charts, everything still looks pretty bad. A little bit of support if you guys want to have this later on. I'll be talking to you more about this probably at the end of the month by my expectations, or maybe even towards the beginning of next month, most likely. You know, a simple little trend line right there is something we can start looking at now with the support level for this month, if I can match this up properly, of about $25,000 this month, and then next month that support would trickle down here to $24,784, okay? So I'm watching it pretty closely. Not optimistic about where Bitcoin's going right now, but, you know, it's still a good buying opportunity for long-term holds. I'm still buying a little bit of crypto every single day, and I've been happy with it overall. Some of my crypto that I've been buying over the past few weeks is already up quite a bit, although the crypto I've been buying, you know, after we broke down below the 100 weekly moving average right here, some of that's still down quite a bit. But that's why you small position small. When you get more down here, you start getting more heavy. Then you get really heavy down here, really close to the 200 weekly moving average. And this gives us an opportunity as well here for the 20-week moving average to slow down instead of coming screaming back down. We don't want the 20-week moving average to cross down below the 200. If that were to happen, I don't know what the ramifications would be, but it's never happened before, so I would just assume very, very, very bad. All right, now go back over here. Which one am I looking at? Let's go to a 15. There we go. There's a little bit of life left in these plays right here. I don't know how I feel about that trend line, but it doesn't mean if we break down below it, all hope is lost. But there we go. We can have it right there. Oh, a little bit of water. And there we go. See. And hey, Rohit, what time frame am I saying for 125x leverage? Logie. My sister left her cat over here. Hold on a second. Text my sister very fast. Come over here. Good boy. Normally, you want to be doing it with day trading, or you could be using it for scalping primarily. But for me, I like to do it with support levels and resistance levels. So if you're buying at a bottom, you're going to be having a pretty tight stop loss there. And then whenever you feel like you've made enough money, basically, that's when you need to be selling your position. Whether that's using a trend line for resistance, or if you're using a Fibonacci extension tool, that's what I use most of the time. You got to be very careful though. You got to be willing to not put down much money though. Like $20, $50. If you want to be more aggressive, maybe a couple $100, but you want to be taking it pretty easy. For example, here, maybe for this one. So let's say you did a 125x left position right here, but let's say you misjudged the bottom for whatever reason. Okay. So let's say you thought the bottom was right here. Well, if you thought the bottom was right here, Bitcoin would have went down 2.4% before ultimately having this little bit of a rally that we're seeing right now. So 2.4%, 2.4 times, what did we just say, 125x? That means you would have been down about 300% before you eventually would have made, like maybe 500% or something like that. So that's where the risk is. And that's why you don't want to be putting so much money in there, because if you put like $100 down and you went down 300%, you'd be losing quite a bit of money before you made a little bit of money. And a lot of new investors can't handle that factor of being down quite a bit before you're making money, right? And that's why I tell you guys, traditionally, you want to be sticking to like a 5 or 10x leverage plays and really starting off for like 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you you feel more comfortable with that, then you can start moving up towards a 10x, maybe even up to a 25x level trade. But again, the more leverage you want to be investing, you don't have to be investing like the same amount of cash as you would before. Especially because the more money you borrow from these exchanges, whether it's a Bitget, a KuCoin, a Femex, a Binance, FTX, whatever it may be, the more money you borrow from them, the more you're paying in fees. So I know a lot of us don't really think about fees all too much, but they really do play a big factor here. They just play a big factor in a lot of people's thinking. Once you've actually done a lot of trades and like, oh Jesus, these fees kind of got expensive for me. And there you go, right? We broke down, didn't really do much at all for us at that point in time. I'll take that off. I guess the minute trend line isn't really going to be helping us too much. Anything on the 5? I mean, we can keep this right here. So far, we kind of have more of a feeling of lower lows here and lower highs. So, I guess, yeah, not really so much right here. But we're generally just kind of in a little bit of a downtrend here. That's the main point I'm trying to convey at the moment. Hopefully, we can get a whale in here to kind of boost us up a little bit more. Yeah, it's just looking a little bit nasty at the moment. And hey, Byford, there's absolutely no way prices went down. If it's reported lower, it's a lie. Oh yeah, for most people, I think. I mean, for the majority of the CPI report, I think all prices are going to be up. There could be something that I don't know that's gone down lower, but yeah, everything is supposed to be going up for sure. If the CPI data is lower, I will call it a scam. I will call it a lie from the federal government. The disinformation board can come after me for yelling at them. But at this point in time, I don't know. I don't know how anything could be. The CPI report can be lower, especially since the median gas price across America continues to go up higher and higher and higher, which weirdly is helping out my gas stocks that I own. But here, give me a second here. Didn't spell that right. But that's fine. So current average is about $4.91 for regular, mid-grade $5.26, premium $5.55, diesel $5.64, and E85, I don't know what that is, maybe energy, I don't know, $4.22. And the interesting thing here is, remember, I live in Washington, so yeah, mine's $5.45. I'm kind of more in the $5.70s range, living closer to the downtown area, but $5.47, Oregon's $5.46, California is $6.37, Montana's $4.69, Texas is $4.60, Florida's $4.76, and you got the South over here looking pretty nice in the $4.50s range. Man, lucky. And then you got stuff up here like Maine at $5, Michigan $5.17, Indiana $5.15, and so to speak. So, and just the prices went up from yesterday, right? Going up tick by tick by tick, and this has a very, very negative effect on the U.S. economy. Maybe it's because I live on the West Coast here and I'm not really too intertwined with the East Coast type of stuff, but we get a lot of stuff flowing from China every single day across the the West Coast, right? That all comes over on ships that use a lot of gasoline, all right? And then on top of that, once they get into port, they're either sent by train, not as likely, or they're sent by trucks, more likely, across the country to go fill up all the stores and everywhere we like to buy our goods and services. Well, if gas continues to go up, and not just, the regular gas, but diesel gas, well, everything is going to get more and more expensive the further away you guys live from the point of manufacturing. So if it's made in China, it's going to make everything on the East Coast even more expensive, even in West Coast more expensive on the East Coast. If there's something we buy from Africa or Europe, it's going to be more expensive to get on the West Coast, so to speak. And you're going to see things get more and more expensive, and then people are going to have to make that same choice we always talk about. Am I going to be able to afford to get my kid to school? Am I going to be able to afford to drive to work today? Do I have to stomach it and take public transportation? And people are still afraid of COVID, so I don't know if they're going to do that. So, am I going to buy this new shirt from Target? Am I going to go buy this new thing from, I'm going to go to McDonald's, whatever it may be. And over time, that impacts the earnings of corporations, and that's where we make all of our money, by understanding how that's going to affect the future earnings of specific companies. I think things are most likely going to get worse here because, how long has the current administration been saying we're going to fix gas prices. I've been thinking it's for a while now, guys. And you remember they started to lower the petroleum. They started to, what do you call it? Empty the petroleum reserves. Now they're buying gas oil back up to fill those reserves. And now that means there's another buyer in the market raising the price because the demand went all the way back up again. It's a kind of a crazy thing going on right now, but it has practical effects. And if you can kind of start to understand those practical effects, then you can make a bunch of money off of the information. Now, you just have to have the time to really grind down and do that work, unfortunately. And hey, it's killer. So SPY puts for Friday, I would be treating it, yes, but watch to see how the market opens up, because if the CPI data is coming out during the pre-market, you're not going to be able to actually buy options until the market opens. What would be more prudent here is to maybe do a small opening position Thursday afternoon if the market's looking okay, and then if CPI numbers come out and they're looking as bad as everybody thinks they are, then you'll have a little bit of exposure to the market, and you can always double down later on Friday if you feel like the market's like starting off bad and then continues to get worse and worse and worse, and then we might have one of those like 1,000-point bad days, so to speak, from the Dow. But probably best to open a position up on Thursday and then hope that the CPI data information is going to be really, really bad. But looking at the gas prices, which we just did, I don't see how the CPI data is going to be going down. Month over month, it's going to be a lot worse, and I think even year over year, it may be even worse than expectations as well. If I search CPI on CNBC, will it actually give me something of value? No, it does not. Um, no. We might have to wait for a couple of things, a couple articles to pop up tomorrow before everybody starts panicking about it. One thing I want to see right here, though, is no Target. So this is something we just talked about as far as a company that wants to be making some money right now. Target said it will take a short-term hit to profits as it cancels orders and marks down unwanted merchandise. So things are going on sale. That's not going to be good for the earnings. It's mixed. It means it's not going to be making as much from a marginal standpoint, so like, bang for the buck. However, it means that you guys as buyers may find a good deal, and that may help out them a little bit there. Let's see. So, by taking swift action, Cornell said Target can fend off further pain and make room for merchandise that consumers do want, such as groceries, beauty items, household essentials, and seasonal categories such as back-to-school supplies. School's almost over, people, but I guess they're planning out for the long run here. But I guess that'll be good for everybody. Nobody wants to. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Sorry, I don't. Okay, my sister is going to be in like a senior in high school, but think about this. Imagine how much more expensive school supplies are going to be. I didn't even think about that. This is going to be a freaking horrible, horrible summer as far as the cost of goods. If you guys can absorb it, awesome. Make sure not to put everything on your credit card because that'll hurt you in the long run. But yeah, it's going to be pretty wild here over this next year, guys. I feel bad for people that have to send their kids off to school and stuff like that if all the goods are like 25 to 50% more expensive. Yeah. And hey, Michael, got an email from Binance going to offer up to 18% staking on some crypto. I think I saw that email. I did not actually open it though because I get so many of those emails. I never pay attention to them anymore. Never. And hey, Aaron, what's right here? And Zachary, yes, that is correct about the going sideways. Hey, Mike, do you think shorts are running out of steam? Bodies of the day candle have been locked in at the same 28,600 level for the last like 30 days. I don't think they're running out of ammo. I think they have plenty of ammo left. What I think is happening is they're just waiting for market conditions to really justify going big as far as crashing everything down. So what we saw over the last few days here is Bitcoin still correlated to the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq isn't doing anything right now. It's just going sideways, right? And I think as soon as I don't know why. Let's go here. As soon as the Nasdaq stops going sideways, and we start to drop back down out of this little bit of a weak bear market rally, I think that's going to justify the shorts really going all in on really trying to tank Bitcoin down. I think what they're telling everybody is like, hey, we're still here. Here's 1 hour chart. Boom, 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 right? Now, we may still be in some type of longer consolidation cycle, or maybe we have to wait till the end of the month. It's only the 7th, and it might be something similar to what we saw with the bear flag here on Bitcoin. So, during this, remember? We had some big pumps up, came down, big pump up, came down, and all of a sudden we were going up, and everywhere was like, oh yeah, we're going to be good. I thought I was more optimistic here because we broke out of this level of resistance right here, right? And I was like, okay, this looks pretty positive. And then all of a sudden, we just get slammed back down, slammed back down. It doesn't have to be a big, strong move like this move or this move, moves like that. But as soon as we head back down towards support, there will be a time where we have another fake out after a small breakout, like this one right here. If I can, oh, there's a magnet on there. Breakout, chugging up. All of a sudden, we just fall down. So, for instance, from here, they shorted us back in about 2 hours. They shorted Bitcoin about $3,000. I have no doubt if they really want to, and the market conditions favor it, they could short us down $3,000 the same way. I don't think they would do it here, though. I think they would wait for some type of an excuse. I don't exactly know what was happening here. I think it was wasn't this a Mother's Day crash is what we called it? Or maybe the Mother's Day crash happened a little bit later on, but I think this was a big holiday type of weekend, and that's what really let them open it up. It seems like during the holidays, they really loved it short, and then, of course, one other thing here as well, Aaron. Let me go over here very fast, kind of let this go back. Before that happened as well, we had whale number three sell off some crypto. They sold off a little bit before, and then they bought it back, kind of weirdly. And now the guy continues to buy. We'll see if he tries to sell a bit again. That may give us a heads-up signal, like maybe 1 to 2 days ahead of time, saying, whoa, we're not looking so good here. Because when this guy sold some right here, 429, this is actually a while ago. This wasn't before the big crash, I don't think. Yeah, he sold right here, and then a few days later, then we eventually crashed. And then I think he sold up here. He sold twice up here. He sold once over here. And you can see each time this guy was selling, he was, foreshadowing something really bad. Now, I don't know how he knew what was going to happen, or maybe, I don't know, but people were really trading off of his moves there, which is why it was so confusing over the last few days where he sold on the 17th 1,500 Bitcoin like he normally does, but then within a few hours, like 6 hours, he bought 1,200 Bitcoin again, and it freaked everybody out because we all like to watch to see what whale number 3 is actually doing in the market here. There you go. But yeah, I think right now longs or the bulls are being very, very resilient, and they're not giving up without a fight. I don't think they have enough strength right now because of the way the economy is kind of looking. But, as long as the Nasdaq's going sideways, you can be optimistic that there could be an opportunity for a breakout here. As soon as the Nasdaq starts to be tipping back down here, whether it's CPI numbers or something bad happening next week, I think you're going to see some bad things going forward for both Bitcoin and the traditional markets. So here. Oh, and hey, Slime. That big 5 minute candle made a big head and shoulders on almost every altcoin on the 5 minute, about to play out and drop right now, possibly. Oh, that'd be interesting to see. That thing really did slam down hard, and you saw shorts just started to dump everything they had into that. Well, not everything, but they dumped a considerable amount of capital down in those positions. And hey, Kyle, happy to see you back. And hey, Pavan, do I have a link for BitGet to bonus to get a bonus to sign up? I don't. Let me check. I think I do. I used to work with Bybit. My only problem with it is they're not available in the United States, so I never really actually did too much with them. Let me see. Bybit. Let's see. How do I do this? As we kind of watch Bitcoin take a little bit of a tumble here. Let me see. I don't even know if the information is not even saved on my computer. Uh, nope. Yeah, you can forget about it. You don't have to worry about it. I appreciate the thought, though. If you guys ever want to support the channel, use the links down below in the description and make an account. You guys get some bonus cash, and it's really, really nice. They give me perks for being an influencer, so I can give you guys pretty cool, neat little bonuses and stuff. But Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it, man. I have an account. I have a code, but it was so long ago I wouldn't even know. If you wanted to really find it, you would have to go down to the old Dogecoin videos from last year and then look down below those ones, and you would see it. But they didn't. I have a friend that does Bytebit, but yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. What's over here? Oh, and hey, Fat Boy, thank you for letting me know this because I was actually pretty curious. E85 is for tuned cars, race cars, means more power. Oh, there we go. Um, what's right here? And hey, Justin, will 88 continue to pump? 88's been pumping for the last few days here. I would say it's probably one of the best things you guys can be day trading at this point in time. So let me show you guys this very fast. Nice little pump here. I would not be chasing it by any stretch of the imagination. Would not be chasing it. However, it's. Let me just go to like an hour chart so you guys can see it. It's had a pretty good recovery since we bottomed out, so it's been up about like 60% or so. It's doing pretty nicely right now, guys. I'd be careful about how much you want to chase it. But at this point, it can be fun to day trade if you want to look at the 15-minute chart and kind of do some technical analysis. It looks like for this one, though, the time to buy it was... Oh, I messed that up. I guess right there, yeah. The time to buy it was way down here, not up here. In fact, it almost had a head and shoulders type of appeal to it. And then it's still pumping up even more. So you would have wanted to buy it here. You would be up about like 8% at the moment. Just be careful if you guys are looking to chase it. I like to trade breakouts even with very volatile coins. However, the choice is yours if you guys want to really be buying right now, or if you guys want to be, you know, waiting for another consolidation period, which could last hours. Who knows when the next time this will be coming back up, right? So far, you're seeing a little bit of a dip on ADA. Nice little pop. What did it pop up here? Since a little bit of a low. Popped up 8.5% or 8.2%, and since then it's already down about 3% here, so it's already getting knocked back down a little bit. You might find it a buying opportunity here if you wanted to try to trade some type of little rally, but be careful if you guys want to chase. There's always a proper place to be buying into a coin, and in this circumstance, it was the clear breakout from a basic trend line right here that happened, I don't even know when I'll say this, 12 hours ago. So it happened early morning today for me. But yeah, overall, this still looks fine. I'd be happy to hold this. I would probably have a 5 to 10% stop loss on it because that's how volatile it is right now. If you were to buy some up right here, it would have already dropped around like 4.5% before it eventually started coming back up. So be careful with it. But yeah, it's fun to day trade if you guys want to do that. Excuse me. There we go. And hey, Nico, get ready for Father's Day so we can go down. Yeah, maybe it is Father's Day coming up. When is Father's Day? I don't have a dad, as you guys know. But what do you call when is Father's Day? Sunday, June 19th. So it's not this Sunday. It's the Sunday after that. Okay. So we still got some time. Then if you want to go off for the holiday crash criteria there, it'd be very interesting to see if we have another crash just like we did it with Mother's Day. If we have something similar with Father's Day, I would laugh if that was the case. Let's see it here. And hey, Kenny, oil's going up. Yeah, oil's been going up for a while. I like the way oil's been looking, but I mean, some of us have been in oil for a while. I forget who it is. Somebody's been in OXY with me for like a over a month at this point, and we've been just kind of watching some of these things play out. You could make some good money if you wanted to start trading some options in oil, but I would say for oil stocks and primarily, I like to day trade options in them. Very, very simple, not too bad. Today I did trading on one particular stock. What was it? It was booming up a little bit more than the others as far as oil was concerned. It's a nobody stock in here. VLO? Yeah, it's VLO. See how kind of this little pop today after breaking out yesterday? I was trading that breakout, or that, not the breakout itself because I missed it by a day, but trading the perceived move that I thought might happen because it had just broken out the day before, but in a day trading format here. So, um, there's a lot of good oil stuff coming on right now. And as we look at the oil stock market or just the oil market, probably best to do this one. Oil continues to go up. higher and higher and higher. I think Joe Biden was supposed to go over to Saudi Arabia, but he didn't get a deal or something like that, so they postponed the trip until next month or something. There's some weird stuff going on there because he's said some really bad stuff about Saudi Arabia, I guess, and he said he would never talk to them. They're going to be a pariah and stuff like that. But like now he needs them. Like frankly, he needs OPEC to pump more oil to help his political survival as far as these midterms is concerned. And I don't think Saudi Arabia feels any warmth towards him to say, "Hey, we're going to help you out here, Joe. We're going to, pump more oil so the price of gas goes down across the world." I don't think they have an incentive to really do that. They're going to pump more oil to make more money off of it, but I think even if they start pumping more oil, you're not going to see the prices. They're not pumping so much oil that it's going to affect the oil prices in such a drastic way, I guess is the thing I'm trying to say here. So overall, the economy is going to be most likely bad here for the next few months. And, I'm 27 years old. I've kind of lived a few places around the country, but I'm only 27. So I never saw how bad inflation got in the 70s. But to me, I feel like there's more pain going on right now than what was felt in the 2008 financial crisis, which is kind of weird because the 2008 financial crisis, some people lost their homes, some people lost their jobs, but it seems like people have jobs right now. Everybody has the job that if they want one, and then you're not able to afford the goods that you want, which is a whole different kind of mind. You know what I mean? Because you work, you have the money, but you can't afford anything. So why am I working if I can't even afford these basic goods here? Now, if you have a good paying job, you're not feeling you're not feeling the inflation as much. But if you guys have if you're getting paid like when I lived in Montana and while I was doing my college job, I worked 20 hours a week at $8 an hour. I don't know what I'd be able to afford at $8 an hour, 20 hours a week in Montana anymore because of high inflation. Right now, I've been there in a while. I don't know if prices go up or down or whatever they've done in Montana, but I know I wouldn't be able to buy as much fly fishing gear. Right? It does have an effect on the economy, and a very realistic one, and a very negative one at that. And hey, Aaron, I thought Saudi sides with Russia both already said no to increasing oil production. I think they did increase oil production here. Let me see. OPEC news. The Hindu. Let's see. Oil on the boil. Routers, maybe? See, okay, here we go. Get one from, there we go. Let's start off with CNN here. So you're kind of right in a sense. OPEC agrees to pump more oil as Russian output drops. So I think it's to kind of balance everything out, but I don't think it's necessarily to help out America. Is that going back to the point we were talking about before? So it says from CNN Business in London, OPEC has agreed to pump more crude oil over the next 2 months as Russian production begins to drop because of Western sanctions. So it's kind of that effect there. The oil exporters cartel said it would increase supply by 648,000 barrels per day in July and August, 200,000 barrels per day, more than scheduled under a supply agreement with other producers, including Russia, known as OPEC Plus. The Biden administration welcomed the important decision from OPEC Plus and highlighted Saudi Arabia's role as the group's largest producer in achieving consensus. This announcement accelerates the end of current quota. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, they are going to be pumping up a little more oil, but more oil in July, and they're drastically cutting it back down again in August. Yowza. Maybe they might change it up a little bit, but yeah, not really looking too good. It's not like we're going to have more oil than before. It looks like they're just kind of keeping the status quo. And if the supply is staying the same, but demand is going to be getting really high here, my sister gets out of school next Thursday. All right. Everybody's gonna be getting out of school. Everybody's gonna be going on trips to Hawaii, Mexico, wherever they want to go. Trips, road trips to California, Oregon, Montana, whatever. That's gonna cause a lot of gas. That means demand is gonna be soaring and really driving up the price of gas even more. Remember, we haven't even seen summer vacation get out. We haven't even seen it get out yet. Now, for more, my sister goes to private school. You guys know that. Maybe for more lower income families that don't go on vacations every summer, or they don't go on lots of road trips and stuff like that, maybe those families will be able to save money by not having to drive their kid to school every single day. That might help out as well. But I already know I'm planning out a trip for for me, my sister, and mom, where I'm taking us out to Owens Beach once, then I'm taking us to Forks once, and I'm taking us out to Oregon once, and I think I'm going to take us up to maybe California once. But I might just pay for us to get plane tickets for that one. But yeah, they're not by any stretch of the imagination. Short drives. Let me see if I can find something right here. Blah, blah. So there you go. I live over here south of Tacoma. I used to live in Seattle, then I moved to Tacoma, then I moved down here to help my mom out after her stroke. And we're going to be driving from here to here, which is not too bad. Then from here up to here to Forks, and then maybe we'll stay around here and drive around for a little bit of time. But then after that, I think we're going to try to go up to Chinatown and Vancouver a couple times this summer. My sister wants to go check out Western Washington University, somewhere up here ish, somewhere over here, for a college tour type stuff. And then we're going to go to Portland, and I think I'm going to try to go to San Francisco or Los Angeles. I'm hoping just San Francisco. I don't like LA; it's just too busy for me. And then maybe we'll take a trip back to Bozeman. So like I have a what do you call it here? I have a storage unit. Uh, Follow the main roads. Follow the main roads. Where's Four Corners? Four Corners? Best Burger. Yeah, 'cause that's the golf course. This is the Four Corners game. There should be some type of whatever you call it over here. Nope, don't even know what it's called. Oh, here it is. Locker things. You I don't know what it's called, but basically storage units. There you go, storage units. Somewhere way over here, there's some storage units. I haven't been to this storage unit in years, but I still have stuff in it, so I need to get rid of it. So I think I even have a couple guns in there too. But yeah, so I'll probably have to go over there again as well. But yeah, as long as the car is all tuned up, everything's good to go, right? Uh, and hey, Kyle, have a good night, my man. And hey, the evil killer. Hey, May. Oh, what's up here? Um, let's see. And hey, Bideford, can I shrink my picture a tad? Oh, yeah, sorry. I had Loki over here a few minutes ago, kind of doing some stuff. There we go. And that reminds me, I actually do need to do something here. There we go, as well as that right there. And then I have all this other stuff. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, bounce. And there we go right here. And hey, Aaron, the U.S. is getting into a bad spot. All the major oil countries pretty much hate us. Well, yeah, I mean, guys, the world is a bad place. People do tons of bad stuff, including the United States. But we say stuff to win political elections that comes back to bite us in the butt later on. It just happens, right? So we kind of have to deal with it now. Remember, Biden said he was going to make Saudi Arabia a pariah, but now we have to, as a country, have to go back to them and say, please, can you make more oil? Just pretty please. And now we've given them kind of the strength to say, well, maybe we don't want to do more oil for you guys. Maybe we're just going to do it for, whatever, maybe. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Things could get better over time. Uh, uh, let's see right here very fast. Because right now we're seeing a nice little move from Bitcoin here. We haven't fallen back down completely. Still looking pretty bearish in the short term here. But let me go back over here to the 4-hour chart. Now let's go to a 2-hour chart, I guess you would say here. Excuse me. We'll use the magnet here as well. This isn't all the way populated, so let's go here, 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 here. There you go. Okay. Right now, as far as our support levels that we can see, obviously still a little bit bearish after the big moves we've had back down, but we have a level of resistance up here, short term around 31,205. Not bad. Then we have another one up here around 31,500-ish levels. And then of course, we have that trend line there. Then we have this little level right there. But if you're expecting any type of big boom here, because we're slowing down basically. I don't know if you guys can see this on the 2-hour. Big move down, slowing down just enough, maybe for an opportunity to have a reversal kind of pushing us up over the next few hours here. I'd be hopeful that we can try to break out above this, as long as the Nasdaq doesn't do anything tricky during the pre-market hours, of course. Probably best to get. Let me see. 15-minute chart, does it do anything different? Yeah, the 15-minute chart doesn't help us out too much because look how volatile this is. Whales are kind of messing everything up here because we're normally not supposed to have a nasty wick down here after having a nice little boom, of course. Because normally if we have a bad move like this, we're back down here. We're not way up here in the middle and back to where we broke out before. Excuse me. Might be best just to be using a pivot point right here with the Fibonacci retracement. A little bit, we already broke down below that one too. Geez, yeah, nothing really good's happening here. A little bit of support, a little bit of support around here. 5 minute, maybe a little bit better on the support side. Yeah, support, broke down here though. Yeah, so we're not seeing too much strength. We're seeing these lower highs right here and kind of higher lows. I guess you kind of see lower lows from here to here, but you can see higher lows and lower highs. So pretty soon, we should see some type of squeeze here between this level and that level, right? Eventually, we should see some type of squeeze, pop or drop, whatever it may be. It'll be a little bit of fun volatility. At this point in time, it looks like the longs have it, though. So we'll be waiting to see if the shorts can really tank us down hard, or if the natural progression of things are just whales kind of grinding up here, or longs grinding up, will be able to help us out. Let's go back over here to the 50-minute chart. There we go. But yeah, just bearish, but there is hope that whales can try to push us up a little bit higher here. I'm just not optimistic about what I'm seeing right now. There we go. Yeah, this red line, I don't think it actually had any purpose. I think I actually put this line down here, so let's use this as a level of resistance for that one for now. I don't see any reason to have it on their chart, really. And hey, Michael, do I use vector candles when trading? Not really, no. I learned how to do it a while ago, but it's not something I've ever found to be as useful as just using standard candles. But I think that's because I like to trade a little bit more of a simple manner. That's the only reason I don't use them. They have their uses for sure. I learned everything I learned about vector candles from Investopedia. So if you ever have any real questions about that, I don't know because I'm not going to know everything about those type of candles. I would look at Investopedia, and I think they even have a little video that I used to watch when I was younger that kind of explained how to use them and the other candles as well. Because depending on how you guys look at Bitcoin here, let's go to maybe an hour chart. Depending on the candles that you guys are using right here, everything looks a lot more different here. Even got the area charts. I like the area. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of RSI, even though it's a little bit different, of course. Line with no area. Baseline was pretty interesting as well. Kind of, good signal, buy signal type of stuff. Line breaks are pretty interesting as well. These ones are kind of smooth. I don't know why I like these ones so much, but sometimes I just like the way it looks. It kind of reminds me of algorithms. I think a little bit more is why. You got the range ones right here as well. I haven't used this one in freaking forever though. I don't like these ones. My friend taught me how to use these one time, and it's like when you learn a language and you don't use it for a while, you just forget everything. But you can even see a top neckline broke down below the neckline over here, continue to break down, and then you have your ways to trade. But yeah, I mean, who wants to see that on their charts? I don't know who. Point and figure. Yeah, I guess it's not going to work on this one, is it? No, it's not going to work on this. Jeez, I don't know why I did that. Um, every single time I look at this, I think I'm playing tic tac toe. I Yeah, there's a whole bunch of wacky stuff out there, guys. I just like traditional stuff. Like with this, I can see, okay, we've come down, we've had a little bit of a rocket. I see we've had a little bit of a cooling down period, and Bitcoin can be ready to just have a major launch right here, right? A major launch, looking at some really good profits. And that's what I can see happening right now. Now, whether we actually break out above this resistance remains to be seen, but we're gearing up, obviously, for a pretty strong move here on the hour chart over the next 2-3 hours to try to attempt to break out above this level of resistance, leading us to maybe up to $32,000 to $33,000 over the next 24 hours or so. So people, you can see, are slowly starting to buy up specific cryptocurrencies to see if they can kind of go with that momentum. you know, Bitcoin's only up 0.15%, but Dogecoin's already up 1%. ADA's up 5.5%. Shiba's up 1%. STMX is up 1.5%. So you're seeing a gearing up to attempt for us to break out here. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens moving forward on this one. I think we have an opportunity to do it. I don't think there's really much headwinds in front of us right now. The one thing you guys have to be prepared for, however, is just that the shorts come in here and try to annihilate us. But the 15-minute chart may look a little more bearish. However, the hour chart looks like we're kind of dipping, ready to kind of do a little bit of, we just dipped before a potential rip. We'll see if the whales can come in here to deliver that big rip up. It's not going to happen organically. It's just not at this point in time with the Bitcoin being a nasty bear market. But there's an opportunity here nonetheless. So let's see what happens out over the next few, next few hours or so. And hey, Pawan, is there a trading simulator website? BitGet has paper trading. If you guys wanted to try it out for free, BitGet has it. On top of that, you guys can always trade through TradingView. I have a link for TradingView if you guys wanted to try it out. It's free. But if I go over here to Trading Panel, oh, I don't know how this works. There you go. Paper trading by TradingView. So we can go here. We can say connect. And then basically what I could do right here is I can go back to the main page here. I could say, I think Bitcoin's going to do something great. So I can go over here and practice. And I can say trade, create new order at Bitcoin here. It can be a market order, whatever. And then I can buy a one. I don't care about this stuff. No. So see, I don't like this style here. But let's just say I wanted to trade something with a 100x leverage here for Bitcoin. And whatever. Market order. Okay. Now I have a position right here that I bought just now, and we'll wait to see if it makes profit over the next few hours or not, right? So you guys can be tracking like this, and you guys can see with this position, I'm now up $744, $544, $240. Now I'm down $92. I bought a lot here, so that's kind of the fluctuation here. I was trying to simulate a level of using leverage, but it's kind of hard because I actually just had to buy that many. But again, it's fake money. I didn't just buy a bunch of Bitcoin right here, right? I'm going off of this hour chart that says, hey, maybe we have an opportunity to gear up and break out above this level of resistance here. If that's the case, I could be looking pretty happy here over the next few hours, right? So we'll leave this on here till tomorrow, most likely. But yeah, it's TradingView has a pretty simple one right there. If you want to do more crypto-focused one, so it looks more like a professional exchange, you guys could be doing it on BitGet. BitGet. I have a link for BitGet as well. They're a company from Singapore, really good. But that's what I'd be trying to do right there. And then, of course, if you wanted to have a price target for taking profits or a stop loss, that's what you could be doing right there. Or if you want to do the R, which is that an R? No, it is. It is. Okay, it's reverse position. And reversing a position means it basically closes the long and opens up a short in its place. That's if you think you're going to hit resistance, so you want to flip it around really easily. Or if you're doing a short, it'll reverse it to go to a long if you think you're at a basic level of support. Right? But yeah, it's nice and simple. I don't do it because I don't like this line on my chart, right? And then you can see a little bit of a pop right there, a teeny one. But I don't like looking at this line on my chart particularly. I know there's a way to hide it. I just don't ever mess with this stuff too much at all. Yeah, see, I can take it off right there. Reverse button and percent. So now I'm only at 0.03%. Yeah, okay. That's kind of cool, though. Ticks. Maybe on the right-hand side. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But yeah, and maybe apply to all. Yeah, there we go. Well, there you go. Not blocks. Yeah, heck, it's just too nasty. But yeah, there's a reason I don't like doing it too much here. But yeah, there's if you wanted to try practice trading, it's an easy way to do it without having to actually go to an exchange and try to deal with all that type of stuff. For now, though, we'll look at it back a little bit later. This is just more of just kind of an example of how you could do it. I hate seeing it on the screen. I hate seeing the trades on the screen. And if you ever wanted to go back and check on it, you'll still see that there's this little arrow telling me when I bought, right? Little arrow right there. But then I can just go over here to this little bottom part, or you guys might never see it. It says paper trading on the bottom of the page. So like below the KuCoin logo that you guys are seeing. You tap on that, hit full screen, and then it'll show you your position right here. Okay? It'll show you the position. And I think oh yeah, up here in the right hand corner. It's the really small letters for you guys. It'll tell you how much how much profit you're in or how much money you've lost. At this point, this little trade that I made is down like $1,500 or so. $1,800. Oh, we must have just taken a little bit of a dump, didn't we? Just a little bit of a dump right there. A little bit of volatility, I guess, is what you're looking at right now. Oh, geez, yeah. But yeah, so that's how you could practice trading if you guys wanted to. Not too bad there. Probably bought too many bitcoins for that fake paper trade there. Oh, there we go. But that kind of signifies how fast everything can change with leverage, right? Yeah, no worries, Pavel. I'm happy to help you out. What's right there? And hey, Everkill, happy to see you back again. Um, and hey, brothers, Biden shouldn't have killed the Keystone Pipeline. It definitely didn't help at all. It definitely didn't help. I think, as far as this administration has been concerned, there's been a lot of hindsight is 2020 type of thing. Like maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. I think the voters will have a clear choice in November whether they want to vote for Democrat or Republican, kind of like based on how everything's gone. But um, everything's already messed up. So the best thing you could do is try to make as much money as you can during the mess up and profit off of the economy being messed up. As bad as that sounds, why you guys have so much more information than the average American does about the economy. Just by watching either this channel or any other channel on YouTube that talks about finance and the economy, you guys have vastly more information out there. So, as a lot of Americans out there just feel that the economy is doing bad, you guys have some type of understanding of why the economy is bad and why it's going to continue to get worse, right? So that allows you guys to get more prepared over time, so you guys can, make money off of these market conditions. Whether you guys have long-term short opportunities there, or you guys are just waiting to buy at the Bitcoin lows and stuff like that, you guys will have vastly more opportunities to gain wealth than the majority of people out there. Not just because you're watching my channel, but because you guys are actively looking for that information. Whether you find it from me, I know a lot of you guys watch the Jordan's channel. Some of you guys watch my friend Tom's channel. Some of you guys watch Rob's channel. There's a lot of people out there that are learning to understand how the market works and make some money. Sometimes not a lot, sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. But you guys are slowly learning how this market is pretty rigged. The country is pretty rigged. But if you just join the rigging side, you guys can make some money off of it. And the rigging side, for the most part, doesn't really care all too much. I think the one big thing that people don't like is the pattern day trading rule. But there's no rule about that, no pattern day trading rule for crypto, which makes it a lot easier to trade for new investors, especially if you guys have an exchange that doesn't really charge too many high fees and stuff like that. And hey, Bradford, that's why I am practicing more with shorting paper trades on Bitget. There you go. Yeah, shorting is definitely going to help you out a lot more than longing in this current market condition. I would say if you guys want to start longing into crypto again, and you guys want to feel more confident about crypto just kind of going up and up and up over time, I think that would happen a few months from now, maybe at least a month away, at least. And what would have to happen, as we talked about before, is let's see, we don't need that one. Oh, this is going to look a little too bad. Let's go over here. Maybe that works. Yeah, there we go. After we break down below the 200 exponential moving average on the weekly chart, as soon as we manage to break back above that, I think you're going to see people be a lot more optimistic for going along and buying a lot more as far as leverage and putting more money into those actual trades there, investments. And you can, this is a weekly chart. Let's go back to the daily chart, which we looked at a few times before. Usually after we break out above the 200 EMA, we had a little bit of a dip here, but overall, you're still looking pretty good if you just hold on to that position, hold on to that position, hold on, right? Over here, bumped up right there. You bought, you're looking pretty darn good, more aggressive. So until we kind of hit those really nasty levels over here, it's better to start getting understanding how to short here. And that way, whenever we do pump later on, Byford, whether it's a few months from now, even a year or plus from now, when things start getting really, really heavy up here, you're going to have the opportunity to short Bitcoin after these really big moves. So you can see on the daily chart here, we're starting to cool off just a little bit, a reversal signal from the actual candlestick patterns, if you will. So you might want to open up a short right here, and the following day, Bitcoin goes down about 14%. If you have a 10x position on that, you just made 140% within 24 hours. It's really, really simple. You just gotta, you're not gonna find the best time to buy perfectly. You're not gonna sell at the perfect time, but you will be making some good profits if you guys know how to short. And then, you could sell that position right there and just wait a little bit longer before opening up another one or whatever. Because then, of course, you're gonna be looking for the next breakout. And on the next breakout, you buy, then all of a sudden you're back in business, starting to teeter off again. You'll wait for some type of sell signal here. I don't know what that signal would have been. Breakdown right here, short it back down even more with a 10x leverage, just a 10x leverage play. Could have made 100% back with just about holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? So you can see how you can make money, lose money, make money going up and make money going down. But if you don't know how to do one or the other, it could potentially make you lose some money here if you're not don't have everything you need as far as information to trade full time. I don't know why you want to say that. Yeah, that's probably a decent way to say it. But yeah, it takes time, but it's worth it to learn how to short, even during the bull markets here. When things are looking pretty good, there's always a little bit of a pullback, and you can make a lot of money on those pullbacks as well, especially if you have a pretty good understanding of when those levels of resistance are. For this instance, let me see if I can find a pivot point from here to here. Price target 1, you could have opened a 10% short right there. I don't even know if you really wanted to short right there. You probably would have tried to short right here a little bit, and that might have been one. The other one is right here as well. I would have had to look a little bit more at the 4-hour charts for that. But, let's say you just open up a short right here, waited a few days, waited 14 days, 13%, 130%, 2 weeks, not bad. But you got to be willing to hold through a period of time, and the bear market gets more and more risky at that point, right? Or excuse me, bull market gets very, very risky at that point. But yeah, you definitely see a lot of whales having their fun at this moment in time, guys, and it doesn't look too good for. It looks okay, but it's really going to depend on what happens on Friday when the CPI data comes out. If it's not good data, we're just going to tank. Frankly, we're just going to tank, and that's great, Bideford. That's fantastic. I know it's right here. Anything else here? Okay, everybody. I think I'm gonna call it a night right now. I need to get some sleep. I have not been getting enough sleep lately, I don't know why. I've just been kind of staying up too late. So I'm gonna call it a night right now. There's not too much news here that we didn't talk about today. The one thing I'm just gonna let you guys know, as far as the hour chart is concerned, we have an opportunity to have a little bit of a dip and rip here. We'll see if that's the case. We could easily just break down as well. So just be careful. Whales are really playing their games right now. And as far as I can see on this 4-hour chart, as soon as we break out above this specific trend line right here, let me get rid of this one. Then, of course, we start to deal with the resistance level up here around $32,270, almost $33,000. So that we might get rejected up here and then start having to consolidate a little bit more over the next few days before trying to break out even more. Just understand there is that time limit for that CPI data, and that's really what's going to be the main concern for everybody. So remember, CPI data comes out Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:30